being with yourself is as instantaneous, as immediate, as even your perception is. The moment you see the truth of it, the moment you open your eyes, instantaneously you can see for yourself whether it is a cloudy sky, a cloudy day, or bright sunshine. You don't need somebody else to talk to you about it. The moment you wake up, right away aware whether it is a noisy day or it's a quiet silence everywhere. The moment you close your eyes, it's your attention which is drawn from the outside world. Right away you can see for yourself whether it is a bright sky of consciousness or so many thought clouds seemingly cover it up. Even if there are clouds, you know the sun is shining behind. Same way, to be conscious, you don't need the absence of a thought cloud, as the presence of a thought cloud doesn't dismiss the awareness that you are. Instantaneous, immediate. In case it so happens your thoughts are overwhelming, your memory is overpowering, that is the time consciously you pick up a verse, an idea, initiating another stream of thought. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehandra praptihi dhirastatra namohyati. As we saw yesterday this verse, Dehi, one who sports this body, who has this body and the mind. That word itself takes you away to yourself. No more you are Deha, but Dehi. You have this body. And in this body you pass through Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara, childhood, youth, old age. You remain the same as even body aging. Same thing, you shift to the level of your mind. Your thoughts, your memories have their childhood, when they're fragile, unsteady, their youth, strong impression, fading away, old age. In all that three, you are the same. Consciously, you initiate that line to see the truth of it for yourself. Or else by habit, when the memories flash, perception becomes so overwhelming. For a moment, you lose sight of yourself, the awareness. If you are not conscious, suddenly a memory of a childhood comes up. Your father, your mother, your friends. Before you are aware, it overtakes. That's a very, very sharp, shadowy line between being conscious and unconscious. You shall know the difference when you know being unconscious is to suffer. Being conscious is to revel, being aware. It's so easy by habit to be overtaken by a thought. This morning when I was walking, I was sharing a thought. Please see that. You might have done something for somebody, helped somebody, nice words, nice gestures. You have enjoyed doing it. Suddenly one day a thought comes. One time a thought comes that this person is ungrateful, never recognizes all that I have done. Immediately that thought can drag you down. Suppose at that moment you put up a counter thought, helping was mine. Acknowledgement, recognition is other person's responsibility. If the person doesn't do that, why should I suffer? This comes from an unconscious idea. By my gesture, the other person is helped. Maybe he was destroyed. What you consider help, he did not know how to use. His cup of sorrow is full. You can't be grateful. The moment this thought comes, it counteracts your suffering. It is such a thin line between being conscious and unconscious. In this body, Dehinaha Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara. You experience the childhood, the youth and old age. What you experience is so overwhelming, awareness is forgotten. That is why sensations are absolutely overwhelming. It simply overtakes. Matra sparsha. Please see it for yourself. Being conscious is not as exotic as enjoying a sensation. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, living with a body, experiencing the multifarious universe. The pluralistic existence is so much more exciting than the singular presence of awareness. Hunger and satisfying the hunger becomes more exciting than the hungerlessness. Craving and fulfilling becomes very powerful than the satisfaction, fulfillment. Craving and fulfilling engages you in activity, becomes much more engaging. Fulfillment seems to be dull. Uninspiring, uninteresting, compared to dreaming and striving. Immortality seems to be very sedate compared to exotic nature of mortality. Living, dying, experiencing, forgetting, struggling. Like the sounds of the peacock. Exotic sounds. Nobody says exotic silence. Observe, please. By habit, matra sparshastu kaunteya, sitosnavat sukhadukkada. Like the heat and the cold, sometimes pleasurable, sometimes painful. The sense organ coming in touch with the sense object. The association brings excitement. Dissociation brings pain. We enjoy the presence of a person or object. The absence brings sorrow. This engagement with thoughts, its presence, its absence, the beginning of a sensation and end of it looks much more exciting and the awareness, the beginningless, endless existence that you are. That is habit. Yam purusham yete navyathayanti. Hey Arjuna, to whom these beginnings and ends of sensation never touch, navyathayanti, do not create any grief. Amrutatvaya kalpate. He is fit for the immortality absolute, never-ending bliss, everlasting happiness. Immortality that he is. Just a change of attitude. Shifting from who you are to what you have, you suffer. Back home, shifting back to yourself, always restful, always in meditation. The body can never return to the youth and childhood. Only memories can take you back in time. All because you are the timeless presence who was, is, and shall be. That is why, being the timeless, you love your memories in time. All that you have experienced is no more a source of torture or pain, but an exotic memory bank from where you can draw the wealth of your experience. Eternally same awareness at all times. See that, please. Chanting is beautiful. Listening is great. But your contemplation makes it most effective. You pick up an idea and go beyond it. If you hold on to a thought, you shall be miserable. Even the thought about the truth shall be as painful as the thought about something or somebody. Your thought shall pass. You cannot afford to make the teaching a thought. Because you have made the sensation, the happiness, you lose sight of the reality, the happiness that you are. If you make the names and the ideas as the truth, you lose sight of yourself. Who you are, not a name, not a thought, not an idea, and the subtle or the gross. Shivoham, Shivoham. See that, please. Om Yam Brahma Vrindradramaruta Suddhananda Divaistavehi Vedishangapadakramopaniषदैहि Gayantiyam samagaha Yanavastita tadgatena manasa Ashyantiyam yoginaha Yasyandam navidusura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Thank you. Please read that. Verse number 14, please. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shitosna sukha dukkhadam Agama apayino nityaha Tantitikshasva bharate Yam hina vyathayantyete Purusham purusharshava Samadukha sukham dhiram Somrutatvaya kalpate. Right. So once you are aware of that reality which is beyond Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara, childhood, youth, old age, not only of this body, but also of the thoughts, where you see yourself as a timeless existence, awareness. Once you see that, then role-playing becomes easier. Thereafter, being happy with yourself as to who you are, you literally fall into the harmony of the universe. Just recognize the harmony of the universe, where everything lives for others. At no time we should miss it. The whole creation continuously, while living for itself, lives for others. The mango tree, any plant, while sharing the carbon dioxide from the creation, gives out oxygen. Part of the whole cycle. Produces food, fruit, which a tree never eats. The river carries water. Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha. For the sake of others, the rivers flow. For the sake of others, the mountain carries mineral. For the sake of others, the sun is shining. The sun, moon, star, galaxies, rivers, mountains, deserts have no sense of nija, para, own and others. Only human being has to have that sense of me and others. And that happens because of the ignorance. And therefore you say, as though you are fighting with somebody. It's no more objective, no more functional. When you see yourself who you are, then if you happen to be a king, you do the role of a king. If for your personal relationship, for your personal need, understand friends, this must very clearly see that. For your personal need, if you neglect a bigger role, you cease to be a human being. You can't call you animals, because animals are not selfish. You become subhuman. We completely drop out from the harmony of the universe. This is too fantastic a thought. You must see that. Just to forget my personal need and to fall into the harmony of the universe is a too tall order to an ignorant man. Because living by myself has become a mantra. Me, my body, my thought, my sense organs, my sensations, my pleasures is much more important than other people's need. That is why you don't mind being a criminal. Let the other person die, destroyed, but I can take the loot. If you're an ordinary person, you destroy another ordinary person. If you're a king, you can destroy another kingdom. So that time, the righteous prince cannot abdicate his responsibility and allow the other collective role, another prince or a king, to run down the whole country. For my personal need of being a brother or a good student, so that I don't carry the guilt of hurting my father or brother, I forfeit the more universal role. That is being the prince. That is where you lose sight of yourself. When you are aware of yourself, you play the role well because you fall into the harmony of the universe. No more your personal needs become greater than other person's needs. The other person is ignorant, therefore his needs are always more than mine. And it is an amazing statement. Everybody does it, you do it in a selfish way. Like your child cries, "Mummy, I want the idli." Can the mummy say, "No, I am going to eat the idli, you are starved"? Will you do that? Just think. I am going to eat the idli. Suppose child says, "Mummy, I want the sweet." You want, "Mummy has not eaten." No, take it, take it, take it. But if a beggar comes and asks, "Can I have some food?" "Nothing is here, go." Why? That's not my child. Not that we don't do, we are all good people, but selectively. And that is why it makes it so painful in a human society. Because if everybody is guarding his interest, the total interest shall automatically be sacrificed. It's like you create an organization. Think, you create an organization. You open a factory. But from the managing director to the guard, each one is taking care of his interest. So everybody is busy siphoning of the resources. At the end of the day, the whole company collapses, whole organization collapses. Because there is nobody who is living for the totality. Everybody is living for himself. What I get from the produce, like from the agriculture, you are doing a farming, what you get from it is more important, but what you do for the farming is least important. So everybody takes away the harvest, but nobody engages in the cultivation. What shall you get? Just think of it. Everybody takes away the harvest. What is crime? A criminal is one who doesn't produce anything but takes the share of every produce. The honey bee collects the honey. You go, burn him and take the honey and go. Think of it, please. That is where, when you appreciate yourself, Atmana mokshartham jagad hitaya cha. For your own liberation, freedom, first you must do it for yourself. Then only it becomes absolutely selfless. You fall into the harmony of the universe. For your personal need, you do not sacrifice your collective responsibility. This is the conflict Arjuna is going through. For his personal relationship, the role of a prince is neglected. He doesn't understand. If he neglects that role, kingdom will be affected, thousands will be destroyed. Because the good man withdraws, the bad man prevails. That is why aggressive goodness. Fighting is not wrong. Fighting for your justice, fighting for your just cause is absolutely essential. Or else the rogues will take over. But you must be absolutely sure that you are not doing it for yourself. The moral force, the strength that you get is enormous. Why? I don't do it for myself. No, the whole world is attributing a motive, let them. You have no time for the barking dog. Because you are absolutely convinced, but you must be really convinced that you are not doing it for yourself. Just like you asked a little money for your child's marriage, your tongue will be tied, your hands will be arrested, your legs will freeze, you can't walk, you can't beg, you can't even talk. Why? Because my child's marriage, oh, how can I say, suppose the fellow says, no, what will I do? But suppose it's for a community cause. There is a school coming up, you have to ask. How do you ask? Every fellow passing by, can you give me? Free. You're absolutely free. Give me. Why? It's not your personal need. If you get it, excellent. Don't get it, fantastic. You are not miserable at all. You don't feel bad. Because what is there to feel bad? There's no personal need. This is where you get your enthusiasm. Arjuna got lost when the person overtakes the prince. Neither the prince should overtake the person so much that there is no personal relationship. So professionally so dedicated that personal life is disaster. No, balance. Happy with yourself, personal roles are there. Of course public role is there. You have to have two faces. You can't escape from the private face and public face. You cannot escape. There are two different roles. What you eat, what you don't eat, what movie you see, what movie you don't like, what art you like, what art you do not like, what literature you like, what literature you don't like. That is your personal choice. That is why what God you believe, you don't believe, your personal choice. No religion should interfere in public administration. What you do or do not do makes no difference to the whole. What you eat or don't eat, because the king, what you do, eat or do not eat makes no difference to anybody. As a child, I remember my mother. I was a hating vegetable. Hating means you can't understand. 20-year-old, I remember, just before leaving for these Swamiji's classes, and there I was telling, because I can't eat vegetable. As a child, was totally, you always develop that, no? Somebody used to eat, somebody like this. I was a fish fellow, very fishy. So every day, morning, evening, midday, if that is not there, you can't believe. I will not look at the food. If there is a vegetable, oh, I cry. 15-year-old, 16-year-old, I said, no. One day, I remember, Mom had made some pumpkin curry. Nonsense, those days, I'm talking about my childhood. The pumpkin and bitter gourd fry. I still remember, I said, I am not eating. My mother got so exasperated. She first time, must have many times, one of those times he eat. We are in a village running like wild animals. So every time we'll be caught like wild animals also and belted. Nobody cares. You forget, they also forget. Nobody remembers, oh, you have my childhood abused, you have verbally abused me, you have done. That is nonsense people are talking today. Because you have made them so aware, now the fellow looks for whether he was abused or not. And then put a case behind you. Anyway, if the mommy doesn't eat, then who should eat? Outside people, huh? Anyway, so he said, he got so wild, he hit me, and he said, I should tell you in English. Raja khaive nahi beli, Raja cholera. Raja cholera bhal paanti unne hatre cholera bikri hobani. Meaning, because the king doesn't like the bitter gourd, so in the market also no bitter gourd must be sold. So because you don't like vegetable, nothing should happen. Now what is this? For your personal need, just because king doesn't like it, things should not be sold. No, that is king's need. What he likes, he doesn't like, that's his. Vegetables available for all. What you follow, what you don't follow. What you like, you don't like. What God you worship, don't worship. What practices you do not do. That's your choice. Because I don't sit down 2 hours in meditation, that doesn't mean whoever is sitting down is stupid. No. Or just because I sit down for 5 minutes, so everybody must sit down for 5 minutes. But what? Each person must discover his need. But ultimate principle is, you are happy with yourself, I am happy with myself. You don't exploit me, I don't exploit you. Can you do that? Ultimate principle. You cannot afford to exploit somebody. The people will say that I don't depend on anybody, but then very subtly you destroy everybody. That is where your moral strength disappears. Because right inside you, you are an exploiter. If you really live for others, no force in the world can touch you. Nothing can affect you. So Arjuna's kindness was not because he was a prince or he was an enlightened person, because of his personal guilt. If I kill them, I will not feel comfortable. So the compassion doesn't come from are you getting that? The compassion is not from the absolute standpoint. I'm kind because I'm kind. I'm kind because I'll be uncomfortable with being cruel or being just. Because to be just is to be cruel, as though. To be just, it needs me to be cruel because I have to destroy these people. So because you can't take personal guilt, you want to sacrifice your bigger role. That is where I say, who has to bail the cat? Who has to take the responsibility? Who has to say you have made a mistake? Because nobody like it to be pointed out. So who shall do the job? Everybody feels uncomfortable. You know it is right to point out, but still you cannot. Why? Who cats the bell? Or who bells the cat? Cats the bell, bells the cat. Okay. Okay. Please. But when you are in a position, you cannot shrug it off. So being aware of yourself, so that role-playing becomes easy. And this role-playing is completely muddled up by this sensation hunting. From the childhood it goes as though I think, I am looking for happy. I am happy by that sensation. You understand a huge confusion there? I am happy by that sensation. Which one? Matra sparshastu kaunteya. Matra sparsha has got two meanings. Yesterday I elaborately discussed you that sense organs two times. One from a distance you can experience, other to proximity. Not proximity, oneness. Proximity also is not the word. Are you getting that? Even if you are 1 millimeter away from you, have I touched you? Proximity is not touch. Touch means one with it. So food also, proximity of the food are your satisfaction? Huh? Proximity of the food. It's very near the food, so what? Very near the food also distance. Same thing, you can't say I am very near the truth. If you are very near the truth also, you will be starving. You have to be one with the truth, not near the truth. What is the near the truth? When truth is never farther from anybody. I am very near to God. Oh, I see. You are not near to God. You are all, there is no near. Either you are one with it or you are not. There is no near. So these sense organs are like that. These two, the other two, touch and the taste, one with it. And that is why these two sensations are so extremely, extreme possibility of creating obsession. Touch and the taste, food and the sex. Solid. Today you can see it, all the magazines when you look at it. What are they advertising? Either it is food or it is sex. Other things are not advertised. What dress you wear, for what? What perfume you should carry, for what? For what perfume you should wear, okay. What dress you should put on, what ornament you should have, what shoes you should have, what jeans you should have. Why? Just think of it. Attraction, attraction, attraction. Just like the peacock has been provided with the feather. So, for nothing is dancing. Why? The two ladies hanging around. The peahens are there. Or, this is not that necessarily. The peacock also does it to frighten up the dog. Because such a big one, so the feather will run away. It is used for both. It's no problem. So either it is food, that sensation, or for attracting the other side of it. How I shall make myself attractive. Understand? So these are two things. We have seen it enough elaborately yesterday. And the other three are from a distance. That's not a problem. But these sensations are so strong, I have already concluded that this happiness, this makes me happy in life. So I don't mind sacrificing anything for this. It is just like being with my son is more interesting than going to my work. It is better to be sitting down with Drona, Karna, Bhishma and have a talk than to fight the battle and kill these fellows. Doesn't matter, let 100,000 subjects go to dogs. Why? Personal life, me and my father together, enough. These are, you understand, when the king does not leave the palace, the kingdom is destroyed. What are you talking? If I can twist that tale, first thing I don't know is right or wrong, that story is true or not true, but if you take it as a true also, please see, you can make a little twist there. Other day, a person asked me, Swamiji, Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, how can you worship him? Just think of it. I'm playing devil's advocate, okay? If you have to think, everything is coming on the chopping board, no problem. If you are a believer, there is no board, there is no chopping. So, but if you are a thinker, everything will be on the chopping board. There is no choice, no choice. So he was, because you are thinking. So this person said, Swamiji, can I ask you a question? I said, yes. He said, I think Shankaracharya was not Adi Shankaracharya. You may say he is a great teacher, philosopher, but he was also a rapist. When you listen to that, your body will crumble, no? I said, yes, why do you say that? Listen carefully. He said, he raped somebody. I said, how do you say that? He said, you tell the story, listen, you tell the story that Bahuruka, the king, died. When Shankara had a discussion with Bharati, Mandana Mishra and Bharati, Mandana Mishra is defeated. Then Bharati, his wife, came and said, we both are one. He is lesser half, I am better half. The lesser half you have defeated means you have not defeated anybody. You must defeat me. Then only he is defeated. All right. Mandana Mishra, Bharati knew he was a Bala Brahmachari, means from childhood celibate. So doesn't know anything about sex. So she asked a question. When she was going to ask question on that, naturally he said, give me some time. This is the story. I have not seen, you have not seen. This is what the story repeats. I am telling. Don't tell me I am creating a story. Okay? But see how it is. So, then he goes there. And then Shankara sees this king is dead, just fresh, so immediately he gives up his body, where the disciples are watching, and he gets into the, what they call Parakaya Pravesha, entering into another one's body. Like borrowing somebody's car, you borrow somebody's body for some time. But this, here is not borrowed because he is dead, so he got into the body. King came away, everybody is happy, because he was a nice king, everybody was happy, they went away. Then the king, now the king is ruling the country and is ruling far better. Imagine Shankara in that body. So ruling far better. But the wives knew the difference between the king who was alive and the king who is alive, who was alive and he is alive. They knew somebody really strange. But then, he's a good man, so what's the problem? Nice, king is alive. So now the question of the boys, I'll tell you both the sides of it. The question that the person asked is, when he entered into the body, he cheating the woman. Because if he goes as a person, definitely this woman will not surrender to them. Because he is now pretending to be the king, therefore, he could have relationship with them. That means he was a pretender, a rapist. Logically, right or wrong? Logically right, because, understand, logically right, because did that. Okay, then what happens? So then what answer you have got? Nothing. Then you have to say, okay, Acharya, he has to study all these things, doesn't matter, so many things have done, these things doesn't matter. You don't know whether it's true, story is false or true, but you better be interested in absolute knowledge. You can switch him off like that. Another possibility is, another thing is, which I was going to tell you is, he can get so lost there, forgot that he has left his body and got into this king's body. Got himself lost in these wives and the queens and the administration, not much in administration, but in queen or whatever. Then the disciples have to come and remind him, oh, your body is waiting, come back, come back. If the story is like that, the disciples have to go and remind him. What does it mean? Sensations can be so overwhelming. that a person can forget. Mortality, as I told you in the meditation, engaging yourself with mortal realm becomes much more exciting, becomes the immortality. Craving and satisfying a need becomes much more engaging than the fulfillment itself. Because fulfillment, what should you do? Nothing. That is a happiness, is a boring thing. Absolute happiness is a real boring thing. Why? Always happy. What else? Morning, happy. Evening, happy. Midday, happy. But only thing is, it is a very steady center. It gives you absolute steadiness in life. No more you are a seeker. That is why be happy and pretend to look for it. Oof, pleasure. It is just like a child. Have you ever played with a child? Kano? Kano means, ayo, where is the baby? Where is the baby? Where is the baby? Have you done that? You know, listen, you know where the baby is. You know the baby is behind the door. You know the baby is behind the curtain. You know the baby is behind sofa, just behind you. But you are looking, ayo, where is the baby? Where is the baby? As you go on looking for it, have you ever played? If you have played, you will know how the children play. I'm here. I am here. The fellow is so restless. How can you miss him? You are so stupid. Where is that? Other day I was playing. I was looking under the book. The fellow is laughing away. I'm looking inside the flower. Where is that? Oh! Then the child tells, Mommy, really? Swamiji cannot see me? 2-year-old, eh? Going crazy. Why you play it? Because you know where the baby is, but you are looking for it. For you it's a game, for baby it's a game. Suppose you really looking for the baby and you thought he is behind the curtain, but he is not. After looking around, suddenly you look at the curtain, baby, now you are surprised. Then it turns to panic. Where is he? Ayo, swimming pool. Ayo, nearby open well. There is a bathtub. You go through panic attack. Why? Because you don't know where is he. When you know where is he and you are looking for it, what a game. You know where the happiness is. Where? Myself. Where are you looking for it? Don't worry. Sound, touch, taste, smell, matra, sparsha. Suddenly, everything becomes exotic. Creation is so beautiful. Do you understand? But when you lose sight of it, when do you know that you lose sight of it? If it gives you sukha dukkha. Sansparshat sukha. Vyogat dukkha. When it is with me, I feel happy. That is why you can find out your personal relationship with a person or a thing. Is it obsessive or out of fulfillment? If it is out of fulfillment, when the person is there, excellent. Not there, excellent. Thing is there, excellent. Not there, excellent. You are not missing. Even if you are missing a little, suppose, that is not overwhelming. I am giving you that little sanction. You can't. You are happy with yourself. But suppose you are missing heavily. Oh, I have not talked with him for half an hour. I have not talked with him for 2 days. I have not talked with her for 20 days. I have not eaten this sweet for such a long time. I have not eaten chocolate like that. Ayo, next year only again mango. Huh? The tree feels so bad that they produce in October also, November also. In a sense, you know for yourself. Whether you are obsessed about something or you are going for it. But suppose a person, nabhyathayanti, purusham etam nabhyathayanti, because he is not depending upon this perception for his happiness. And you like it or not, perceptions will give you comfort. Perceptions will give you comfort. Agama apayina anitya. It may be lasting for a few minutes, but it shall give you comfort, because that is the nature of the object. You listen to the sound, beautiful music. Oh, so nice. Music stops, ear becomes deaf. goes. Lovely touch begins, ends. Either the object goes away or you are taken away, withdrawn. That's why time plays truant. Sight, as you are looking at the sunrise, reason. Let's go. Setting sun you are enjoying, set out. Food, taste. How long can you eat? How long can you eat? That Roman emperor, Caligula, they talk about, he shall eat and vomit, because he wants to enjoy the taste. You want to enjoy the taste. But if it is, while enjoying the taste, your stomach becomes full, you can't eat again, so vomit it out. Again taste. Just for tasting. How will you like it? Disgusting, right? That's what it is. But somebody is obsessed with the taste. Smell. Same thing. But when it happens, certain sound, taste, touch, smell, sight give you satisfaction. Which one? Don't ask. Why? Depends on you. There is no universal satisfaction from universal sensation. There is no such thing. Everybody will not enjoy a music. Everybody will not enjoy a touch. Everybody will not enjoy a sight. Everybody will not enjoy a taste or a smell. Everybody will not. That is why you start wondering, how come he doesn't like this curry? That's what it is. How can this fellow doesn't smell this or drink this or eat this? How can he hate a man or woman? You are obsessed. That doesn't mean everybody is obsessed. That's not. Choice is yours. Whichever one you like. Understand. That is why how you are introduced to the sensation matters. You are introduced to chili as chili. You will hate chili for the rest of your life. You are introduced to chili through a flavor in the curry. You will love the chili. Other day, I was in some herbal garden. The person picked up a leaf. We are going to get that one. He get a leaf and I picked it up. Believe me, yuck! Extreme sweet. You must taste the stevia. Nowadays you get it in you can get that. That particular leaf, believe me, just this much he gave. Yes, Swamiji, bite it. Oof! I hated it. Had it been my first experience of my childhood, I think I would have hated sweet for the rest of my life. But it's so nonsense. It's so overpoweringly sweet. Almost paralyzes your tongue. But given in right doses, how do you like it? Ooh. Same thing. Anything, whether it is a sound or a touch leading to sex, or it is a sight, or it is a taste leading to food and all the taste of different kinds, or the smell, depends how you are introduced. Everybody does not like everything. It all depends on you. But even if you like it, you can't afford to depend upon it. Why? Agama apayinaha anitya. This is the beauty of the scripture. The scripture doesn't say, don't do it. It says, this is what it is. Sensation will be there. It will have a beginning. It will have a middle. Because it begins, it will end. Therefore, anitya. You want absolute happiness, you can't depend upon it. You don't want that, choice is yours. Now, which one is you want to do? If you say, you shall not enjoy that, give me a break. Because in the absence of the absolute happiness, what shall I do? In the absence of absolute happiness, what shall I do? I have to have this. I know food will not make me mortal. Food will not make me immortal. Suppose I stop eating food, quick mortal, right? Sensations will not make me happy. I stop eating. So shall I be happy or more unhappy? You understand the average man's standpoint, ignorant man's standpoint. Yes, sensations will not make me happy. Perfect. So if I stop it, what will happen? The little happiness, imaginary happiness, temporary suspension I was getting, that also is not available. What will you do? Understand? That is why tell the person, okay, happiness is not here. I know. Then what is that? Yourself. And in order to see that, yam hina vyathayanti ete, to yam purusham ete na vyathayanti, such a person, hey Arjuna, amritatvaya kalpate, he becomes fit for the knowledge of the Absolute. Why? He doesn't depend upon the sensation anymore or the memories. Okay, next. Samadukha sukham dhiram somrutatvaya kalpate nasato vidyate bhavah na bhavo vidyate satah. It's beautiful. Uvayorapi drushtantah tvanayostattvadarshibhi nasato vidyate bhavah na bhavo vidyate satah. Ubhayorapi drushtantah tvanayostattvadarshibhi. So, who shall understand this reality? Samadukha sukham dhiram. That's a beautiful statement. Sama sukha dukkha. Sukhesu dukkhesu sama. One who maintains the equanimity in both situations, sukha prapaka ghatanasu, dukkha prapaka ghatanasu. In experiences, sensations that gives him sukham, comfort. Also dukkham, discomfort. Because no sensation can give you sukham all times. Neither any sensation can give you dukkha all times. Because same sensation which can give you sukha at one time, the same sensation can be dukkha at another time. Because it's just not physical, it is also mental. You are in a good mood, good mood and somebody touches you. How do you say? Okay, hello, how are you? You are in a bad mood, somebody, get lost. That's what. You are in a good mood, somebody talks to you. Hello, how are you? Are you fine? You sit down and join in the conversation because you are in a good mood. How are you? Where have you been? Now suppose you are in a bad mood, now why I have to report what I have been? Why you have nobody else to talk to? Why? You are in a bad mood. That is why you start wondering, man, this fellow is so moody. I don't know when to talk, when not to talk. If I talk sometimes good, if I don't talk sometimes good. That is where you start wondering. Because people are full of moods. Since you don't like people full of moods, should you be a person with moods? When you are with moods, of course, normal. Don't be stupid. Nobody likes moods. It's like a treacherous river. Now it is quite suddenly a flood comes and you're overtaken. When a flood suddenly comes in the river, you cannot manage it. It's like a traffic jam in the highways in America. You are going very smooth. Suddenly the 3-kilometer traffic. Then you go follow for 10-15 minutes, suddenly opens up. You wondering how did the traffic jam start? It's a mood. Everywhere in life. If you are in a good mood, smell this. You are in a good mood? Very nice. Where from? How? Who? Suppose in a bad mood? What nonsense. What are you holding it in my nose for? Ayyo. Just think. You are in a good mood, you give a food, place is there for always. Oh, very good. You are in a bad mood, take that food away. Please appreciate. Because physical sensation is just not physical. It is always remote control. Depends on your mood. Since mood controls your experiences, Experience also control your mood, both. It becomes dependent. That is, sometimes the person in a bad mood, you can bring him to a good mood by patting him or, giving something or taking him for a drive, talking to something nice. That bad mood goes away. That is why gifts, music, all these things. Why? The bad mood should go. You understand? You have to be a permanent babysitter. Because the baby is changing moods. So if you are a kind person, you end up being the babysitter of everybody. Why kind people, nice people, good people feel exploited? Because they find time for everybody. The people who have no time for nobody asks them. Think. You ask yourself a question. Suppose you behave like an idiot, how many people will go to you for advice? If you look very engaged, always busy with doing things, who shall come to you? Think of it, who shall come to you? Nobody will come to you. But the moment you are free, happy, hanging around, everybody happy. You send a signal, I am available. If you send a signal, you are not available, nobody will come to you. So if you say, why people are coming? You are sending wrong signal. The trees that have no mangoes, how many people gather around? The trees that have mango, always stones are coming. What else will come? They can't reach it, so they throw stones. Understand? So you cannot escape these things. Sukha will be there, dukkha will be there. And what is the type of person he should be? Sama sukha dukkam dhiram. In both the situation, sama. Why? Aware of himself. Don't say, be equanimous. You must maintain equanimity. Who doesn't know that? How? When you are with yourself, knowing I am the absolute happiness, then relative happiness, unhappiness will not matter to you. There is a difference between relative happiness and unhappiness. What is relative happiness? Absence of unhappiness. What is absolute happiness? Absence of both relative things. Relative happiness is absence of relative unhappiness. Why are you happy? Because I am not unhappy, conditional. Why are you happy? The weather is very good. Your happiness goes and the weather changes. You are out. With relative happiness. Relative happiness depends upon the absence of relative unhappiness. Are you getting that? Relative happiness depends upon the absence of the cause of the relative happiness. Relative happiness depends upon the absence of the cause of relative unhappiness. Whereas absolute happiness is independent of anything. Whatever may be the mood, it doesn't make any difference. That is why, if consciously you begin with accepting your happiness, unhappiness, the sensation that begins and ends as they are, amrutatvaya kalpade, you become fit for receiving this knowledge, absolute knowledge. So after that, you shall play your game. Why? While living a life, you cannot escape sound. Somebody has to guide you. Go there, go there. Somebody's voice you like. Hey, very nice voice, he says, go there. Who is that fellow talking so sweet? Go there, rough voice, right? Idiot. You don't know that. You can't escape. No, you must understand that. That attraction, just because somebody's voice is so nice. Hey, who is that talking? Very hard. You can't escape. And sounds are needed. Why? To guide you. Touches, you cannot escape. Why? As you are going, oh, so cool breeze. I love Uti, In summer, I love Uti. What do you remember? The cold touch of the gentle breeze in Uti in summer. Why do you hate Madras? Ayyo, Delhi, never. Why? Dry, hot breeze from the desert, Loo. So, the moment you remember the sensation, will you go to Delhi? Suppose now I ask you, shall you go to Delhi? No. Why no? Memory comes back. Uti? No, yeah. When? So, anytime you are interested in something, a sensation you remember. Would you like to have some, pizza or ice cream? Oh, yes. Why? You like it. But somebody remembers pizza means cheese, cheese means cholesterol, cholesterol means death. Will you like to pizza? No. You understand how simultaneously you are processing your thoughts. Your thoughts are completely controlling you, naturally. It should be. That's how it should be. Because you can't eat the food without getting the taste. You can't smell something, you cannot breathe. Forget smelling. You can't breathe without taking in the smell. If it's a good one, well, bad one, oof. So these things you cannot escape from childhood. But sama dukkha sukha. But if you associate happiness with the good sensation and unhappiness with bad sensation, life shall be roller coaster ride. Because something what gave you good sensation one time becomes bad later on. Something what you call bad suddenly becomes good. The same person who was nice becomes nasty. The same fellow who was nasty becomes nice. Your person is confused. But when you are happy with yourself, then everything as it is fantastic. And you better learn to do that. You are absolute, permanent. Sensations come and go. Roles come and go. Na asataha bhava vidyate. Beautiful verse. Na asataha bhava vidyate. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Sataha na abhava vidyate. That which is the truth shall never be absent. That which is asat, false. That which is false can never last forever. Sensations are false. False means mithya. 3 words you take, okay? Sat, sat means ever existent. Asat, asat means never existent. Mithya, mithya means apparently existent. I had given you while explaining the creation. Same thing you can take in relation to a sensation. Sat is that which shall never be subject to absent. Sat. Trikalapi tishtati, always existing as it is. Asat means non-existent. Mithya means existing for some time. Here, asat is used for mithya. Okay? Just here, the asat is used for mithya. We shall say. Mithya means which comes and goes. Sat, which is ever existent. Yourself, the awareness, the happiness. Sat, ever existent, who you are. Natvevaham jatunasam nachamne me janadipa nachaivana bhavishyama sarvavayam atapparam. Remember that verse. Hey Arjuna, there is never a time when I was not, I am not, I shall not be. You were not, you are not, you shall not be. They were not, they are not, they shall not be. I was, I am, I shall be. You are, you were, you are, you shall be. They were, they are, they shall be. Sat. I, you, he, one and the same. Pure awareness. And that is your happiness. Abhavana vidyate. Always existing. Asataha na bhava vidyate. And asat means here mithya, not non-existent. Here the asat means, are you getting that? Not non-existent. Existing for some time. A sensation. Can you say the sensation doesn't exist? Cannot. Therefore, shall you say it is always existing? Cannot. That is why even if you want a sensation to last, it will not last. Think. And by chance it lasts forever, you will be bored. Suppose you like rasgulla, therefore permanently when rasgulla is placed on your tongue. What will you do? Heat it. Take these blooming things away. Like the king was enjoying Vandaga and the lady's finger. The king suddenly took a liking to lady's finger. So, he was eating lot of vegetables. So, of course, the Vidushaka, the court jester, call it Mula. Mula was also invited. The king was eating lady's finger, so Mula was also eating lady's finger. Oh, beautiful. Mula, what do you think of this lady's finger? Excellent. The king of vegetables. Nothing like it. Brain food. Provides everything. So tender, so nice. Singing the song of vegetable. After 4 or 5 days, when the king had it for lunch, breakfast, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, then one day he gets so angry, he said, take away this devil, this blooming vegetable from my sight. Don't bring it tomorrow. Mullah, what do you think of it? Take away the blooming devil vegetables from my sight. The king said, but yesterday you were singing the song. You were singing the song of this vegetable. They are so wonderful, so wonderful. He says, yes, Maharaj, I am the servant of the king, not the vegetable. True. You are tired. There will be no sensation, understand, which you can love forever. There is no such thing. Happiness, you cannot be tired. Sensations, you can get tired. That is why to be happy, if you have to organize all the time, you get tired after some time. Are you getting that? Suppose to be happy, you have to always organize everything. What a tiring thing it will be. Think, why do you get fed up with people? Because to keep that fellow in a good mood, 100 things you have to do. After some time, what do you do? Go to hell. I am not interested in keeping this lady or man in good mood. Everybody gets tired. Suppose you understand what I am talking. If you need moods to be taken care, you shall do it for once or twice in the beginning stages because you are desperate to get that fellow. And once you get that fellow, little mood, you say go to hell. That is why nobody stays with you, you don't stay with nobody. Makes it easy, right? It doesn't make it easy. Why? You are still depending. When you are fed up with something, you are not independent. You are fed up with something. Why? Because you want something to be replaced. That's why when you are fed up with a perception, understand, when you are fed up with a perception and growing out of a perception are two different things. Growing out of a sensation is, you are independent. Fed up of a sensation is, you are looking for a replacement. I don't like this balloon, meaning I want a yellow one. I don't like this yellow one, meaning I like a green one. Grown up means, balloon hai venda. I don't like any balloon. Green, red, yellow. I am not interested in balloon. What is green, red, yellow? I don't like this particular brand of ice cream. Only Häagen-Dazs. Only Häagen-Dazs. Baskin Robbins, yuck. Amul, So that means what? You are not grown out of ice cream. You are fed up of a particular brand. You are stuck on another brand. So some people they are not fed up. They are just fed up with one sensation. Why? They want a replacement. When you grow out of it, you don't need replacement. If it is there, fantastic. Not there, fantastic. So ask yourself a question, in a relationship, are you fed up or you have grown out of the need? When you are fed up, you shall look for the new one. New hope shall rise from the horizon. Yes. When you grown out of it. Just like you grow out, like a child continuously growing out. Please understand, a child continuously growing out of things. A child continuously. As a children, we loved to play in the dust, grew out of it. The coconut covers, plastics, bottle caps grew out of it. Nowadays, children don't even understand what it is. Toys of various kinds, then go to cricket, go to video game, then get out of it, and a cricket bat, get out of it, another, this non-living toys becomes useless, now living toy, another man or woman, nothing like it. That lasts for some time. The non-living toys are thrown. बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीरक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तामग्नः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न लग्नः. We saw it in the Bhajagovindam. Balastāvat kridāsakta. The child is obsessed with the games. Play. You sometimes go to that gunu. You may be dragging her unnecessarily, but she is happy with her game. Because you are bored, you want to pick her up. Babies don't want always people. They are happy with their imaginary companions and imaginary games. Kridāsaktah. Tarunastavat taruni rakta. We think now we have grown up. No. You have given up the non-living toys. Now you are busy with a living toy. Another responding toy, talking toy, responding toy. Another boy or a girl. Oh, nothing like it. Then that brings you emotional complications of every kind. Then I say, I wish I would have never got it. Yes, when you're fed up and you give it up, you are fed up, not fulfilled. Therefore, Buddhastava Chintamagna replacement problem. You are elderly, you are tired, now you are replacement problem. That should not have been there. It should have been like this, it would have been better. I should never have made that man or woman. I should have made this man or that man, it would have been better. This type of person, that type of person, it would have been nice. This business or that business would have been right. Chintamagna. Because you're fed up. When you are happy with yourself, you have grown out of everything. It is grown out of means that it is there, but it makes no difference to you. The balloon is there, but doesn't attract you. Pizza is there, doesn't attract you. Everything is there, but it doesn't have any hold over you. You want, you take. You don't want, you don't take. Bas. Are you getting that point, please? Because this is Sat, absolute truth, existence. Asatah na bhava vidyate. That is what he says. Shows you clearly. That which is asat, mithya, temporarily existing for some time, a sensation, temporarily existing for some time, you cannot rely on it. Why? It shall come to an end. It shall not last. Introducing you the truths of life. Falsehood as falsehood, truth as truth. Not dismissing anything. As if in sensation, so thing also body. So either the language of happiness or immortality. Physical body, satah, asatah na bhava vidyate. Body shall not last. Forget its sensation. Body itself shall not last. Thought itself shall not last. What to talk of what it reminds. Whereas who you are is everlasting. Asataha. Are you getting that point? Ubhayo asnasato bhavat vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sata ubhayorapi drushta antaha anaya tattvadarshibhi. Tattvadarshibhi ubhayoho anta drushta. The persons who see the reality, they see the truth of both, that which is everlasting, that which is temporary. Seeing the truth does not mean dismissal of the falsehood. Recognizing falsehood as false is the truth. That makes you so beautiful. Are you getting that? Discovering the falsehood as a falsehood. The moment you know, from the moment you start watching your movie, you know it will come to an end. So when it comes to an end, expected, you walk out. But the person who doesn't, what do the children do? The children don't think the party will come to an end. Their birthday party has begun. The children don't think the party will begin. Therefore, you have to, you have to snatch them. You have to pull them away. With the fellow done things, life is a party. For the child, the whole party, life is a party. Because his birthday party has started. No, it should never to an end. For him, that concept of beginning and end doesn't exist. It should never end. Grown-up babies are also like that. Grown-up babies also think what? The party never ends. No. When it begins, it ends. Anayoho antaha drushta. One who sees end of it. So, if you say it will end, don't say it's a negative thought. Don't give negative thoughts to people. Huh? Negative or realistic? So what is positive thinking? To imagine that everything is great, right? Don't be stupid. This positive negative thinking has destroyed people psychologically. You know? I am 60 years young. You can be 60. You can say youth also. Don't worry, no 10-year-old will go to you. I am 80-year-old young. You can say, no problem. There is no happiness in the world. Very negative philosophy. There is happiness in yourself. Selfish philosophy. Who is branding it? So-called intellectuals. See the truth as truth. Ubayoho antaha tattvadarshibhi drushta. One who sees that. They see asat as asat. Sat as the sat. Which is permanent, which is temporary. Which is absolute, which is relative. You can take that way. Sat asat here, absolute, relative. Who you are is absolute. What is, call it your sensations, your body and other things are relative. Therefore, one who sees this, he recognizes what? Read the next verse, we shall see tomorrow. Avinasi tu tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhayasyasya nakaschit kartum arhati. We shall see that this is absolute, is indestructible. Nobody can ever destroy it. Therefore, play your role. Actor is permanent. Sat. Roles are asat, temporary, taken for the occasion. Hey Arjuna, you are a fighter for the occasion. After the battle, shall I ask you to fight? You are getting that. Once everything is set, I am a fighter. What nonsense. Battlefield also, come back home also with your bow and arrow and sit down and eat. What nonsense. Dump the thing there and come and eat. You understand the role. Public face, private face. Your life as it is. Your roles you are taking in life. Oh, you understand? Other person may not understand it and it makes no difference. Are you sure of yourself? That is where you move unaffected in life. People can attribute motives to you. People can attribute nonsense. They can talk anything they like. Why? That person can see from his standpoint. He can't see from your standpoint, can he? Therefore, you are absolutely conscious, playing out your role as it demands. No confusion at any time. Close your eyes, we shall see that. Please. moment you wake up in the morning, not only until you come here, but also throughout the day. See for yourself how conscious you are. Are you being with yourself, or you are drifting away, moving away, along with your thoughts, sometimes triggered by memory, sometimes triggered by perception. In case, by habit, a memory overtakes, or a perception triggers a thought over which you don't seem to have any control. That is the time you consciously remember a verse, an idea. Sitting down here a few minutes, instantaneously you can see for yourself. Are you restful, effortlessly restful within yourself, or unconsciously moving away with your thoughts? That time, consciously you can remember a verse like yesterday we saw. That which is Sat, the Absolute, Satah abhavana vidyate. Absolute is never absent in time and space. That which is Asat means mithya, temporarily existing for some time, shall never ever last. You see it in yourself. Not only matra sparsha, the sensation of all kinds, do not last because agama apayinaha anitya. A beginning, end, and therefore changing, but also your own body. Begins and ends. When you are some yoga associating with body, you are born. When body is dissociated, you are dead. In fact, you are not born or you are not dead. Body born, body passes. I identifying with the body. You feel born or dead. In fact, nobody feels born. At that time, individuality was absent. With the body, remember your experience. Though with the body, when the body was born, a small child, you never thought, I am born or I am growing. But suddenly you feel, I am growing, I am dying. You had no sense of identity with the body. Body still was born and growing. And therefore it shall pass. But by then, individuality, I thought, has come over and taken over. And wants to live forever with a changing, dying body. Asataha bhavana vidyate. That which is an appearance, begins and ends, shall never last forever. That also is true for your thought. Comes and goes. It can never last forever. Sat, the absolute, aham pratyaya gochara. The meaning of the word I, which is same in I, you and he. Abhavana vidyate, never shall it ever be absent. One who sees the nature of both, Sat, Asat, the absolute and the relative, he is free. The relative world is not dismissed. But no more taken as real. Wisdom, awareness of yourself is not a mindless dismissal, a mindless renunciation or indulgence. But a very conscious celebration, aware of yourself as you are. And thereby recognizing the nature of your body, mind, sensations, Tan dikshasya bharate. May you learn to live with it. Tolerance, forbearance. Yam purusham ete na vyathayanti. To that person to whom these appearances, relative changes, Do not touch, do not affect. Amrutatvaya kalpade. He is fit to be immortal, owns of himself. Just see that for yourself. Yours must be a conscious choice throughout the day, not just during the class. It's like a learner driver is very careful when the instructor is around. But if he doesn't practice by himself, he shall not be an ace driver. Learning. Sitting down quiet, observing in the presence of the teacher and the teaching is the beginning of being with yourself. But you do it all by yourself. So that you have no more dependence. Taking the help to grow and to depend are two different things. When you take the help to grow, you are on the way out to be absolutely free. When you depend, you never grow up. Learning, teaching gives you time. More conscious you are, more independent you become. Not to develop a sense of arrogance, stubbornness, ingratitude, insensitivity. But a sense of gratitude overwhelms you without being a slave of anything. Be conscious. You cannot escape being conscious. And thoughts being what they are, they cannot last forever. Your body too comes under that. Sensations, of course, come under it. Be the Sat, the Absolute. Enjoy, live with the relative, Asat, as long as it lasts. Suddhananda Divyaistavai Vedeshanga Padakramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Vidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. I hope you are doing this throughout the day, because you have all the time at your disposal. See these things very clearly. Please read. Nasato vidyate bhavaha navavo vidyate sataha Ubhayorapi drushtvantaha Tvanayos tattvadarshivih Avinasi tu tadviddhi Yena sarvamidam tatam Vinashamabhyayasyasya Nakasid kartumarhati Avinashi tu tadviddhi Yena sarvamidam tatam Vinashamabhyayasyasya Nakasid kartumarhati. So, see distinctly the difference between the relative and the absolute, the Sat and Asat. That is where you have to be very careful while using the word, because when all the three words are simultaneously used, Sat, Asat, Mithya, then the Asat meaning there is non-existence. Sat, ever existent. Asat, Shunyam, never existent. Then Mithya is apparently existent. In this place, the word Asat is used for Mithya. Asataha bhavana vidyate. That is why when you become familiar only with the words, but not with the message, the purpose, you literally, when you translate, you get into trouble. How can there be a contradiction? There is no contradiction. Your brain is stupid. You are not flexible. The words are used in the context. The words do not produce the truth. The words do not create the truth. That is why never make words more important than the truth, the reality itself. That is where you become habitual. This morning it happened again. As we were walking down, coming back, it was already little bright. Then I asked Arunachal, switch off that light. Because it's nice to go without this artificial light. Few days back, I had asked him, when he opened it, he ran away. Because all wires were open, looking at him. Dangerous. touch it, by mistake you touch it, you will get a shock of your life. He said, oh, yo, Swamiji. I said, yeah, run, don't touch it even. Right. So today, I said, switch it up. Careful. And when you open, it's perfectly done with a switch, perfect. I was telling him, this is what life is. Because we had seen the open wire, now we shall never touch it for the next 5 years or few months. Why? Oh, open wire. But it's already closed. But we are going with our past idea. We are living in the past. This is known as the preoccupation. One day the person was angry. Therefore you think the person never changes. Or the other way around. One day he was nice. Don't take it for granted the person will be nice. It's just like water. You have seen the water very clean. So you thought you'll go for a swim. But you had seen this water very clean 1 month before. Now the muss has come and the whole water is covered by the green muss. The person was very nice, but suddenly he has completely changed to be stupid, insensitive, arrogant, useless. So neither a moment of kindness should make you know that the person is always kind, or just because there is a moment of anger, don't conclude that it's always angry, as it is. Because it's all asat, relative universe. The moment we start functioning from a preconceived notion, you lose out on the present. The wires are already fixed, but in our mind the wires are open. Maybe the switchboard was very good. That's in your memory, but it's already open. So every time when you open the switchboard, don't work from your memory, but see how it is. Exactly same way in life. When you're interacting with people, don't work from memories. Memories are points of reference. Because somebody was nice, that does not mean the person will be nice. He might have changed. Because the person was stupid, that does not mean that he will continue to be stupid. Maybe he has changed. That is how to see things as it is. Because the body was young, yesterday, last night when I was talking, Vishwat there, he said, Swamiji, can we give this explanation? Not only sense organs, sense perception, sensation come to an end, but also body. I say, yes, that is what it is. It's tremendous. Because the body was young, shall you therefore have that image of your young body and a 70-year-old try to climb a mountain? Nor can you have the memory of your sick body, and even when you are healthy, oh, I am not well, no. Are you getting that point, please? Everything as it is. To see everything as it is, you must see the absolute. Yourself as you are. Which, like this, abhinasi tu tad vidhi. Yena sarvam idam tatam. Hey Arjuna, vidhi janahi. May you understand. Abhinasi tu tat. Yena sarvam idam tatam. By which idam sarvam jagat. Anything that is subject to idam, anything that can be objectified as a this is pervaded by that which is indestructible, imperishable, Atma, self, your nature. The whole universe of perception, beginning from the external gross physical universe to your body, to your senses, to your thoughts, memories, I thought. Everything is pervaded, touched by one pure absolute consciousness. That is why when you understand the nature of the word I, you know that the same I is inherent in everything. Who are you? You say, I am rich, I am young, I am man, I am poor, I am graduate, postgraduate, I am believer, non-believer. In everything, the I is continuous. And the meaning of the word I is always the same. But the meaning of the relative words goes on changing. Listen. Beautiful it is. I am rich. How rich? Maybe 20 years ago, you are in the rich list, you are in the position of 100. Now you are rich, but you are 1,000 or 10,000 or 5. Relative identities goes on changing. Young, how young? 20, 30, 35. They are continuously changing. Same thing your thoughts. And nobody can stop the change there. Asataha bhavana vidyate. That which is continuously changing cannot be everlasting. Therefore, Arjuna, to grieve for the dying is meaningless. There are two sets of people in this world. Those who are dead, those who are dying. There is nobody living. Understand? You must say the word living. Positive thinking. The fact is, either the person is, from the standpoint of the body, when you look at it, either they are dead or some people are dying. To please yourself, you may say they are living. The more practical attitude is they are dying. Everybody is continuously dying. Somebody is dead. But the dead you need not grieve. Why? Gone. But the dying, should you grieve? But that is how it should be. Because if your childhood doesn't die, your youth will not be there. If your youth doesn't die, your adult age will not come. It's continuously dying, changing. Avinasi, that which is indestructible, the pure, the consciousness, by which everything is pervaded, everything is touched. And all that you have, vinasi, vinasasila, born and dying, changing. You cannot protect it. Vinasam abhyasya nakaschit karti marati. Asya vinasa, asya abhyasya vinasa. So that which is avinasi, that is indestructible, and therefore abhaya, imperishable. Nakaschit vinasam kartumarati. Nobody, Bhagavan apina kartumarati, even God himself cannot destroy the indestructible. And the body cannot be protected. Nobody can destroy the imperishable. Nobody can protect the perishable. That is why even incarnations pass. What is the question of, that man, he brought back the man dead from the dead. What about he dying? Don't have that type of false dreams. That is where people get cheated in life. That everything shall be always fantastic. No. It shall be fantastic, it shall be amazing, it shall be wonderful, it shall be enjoyable, it shall be a celebration. If your attitude changes, you are the infinity absolute.